What if our entire civilization came to an end and culture was left in ruin? Would life still be meaningful? I think if we look at art, we'll find proof that we are relentless in our ability to see beauty. This would be true if we lived in the most blossoming cultures or in the most destitute environments. I think it's difficult to see our aesthetic resilience nowadays because it's so easy to find entertainment anywhere. Every piece of music in the world could be heard at the rim of your ear. You can open up Netflix, Hulu, Disney+, Amazon Prime, and there's endless hours of entertainment. If you want to read a book, don't fear. You'll never run out of options because, according to Leonard Tacher at Google Books, there has been 129 million books published since the invention of the Gutenberg press. That's a lot of books. Culture seems to loom so large over our heads that it's hard to imagine any of this going away anytime soon. But imagine if it did. What if all this content just disappeared, blipped out of existence? Would our lives be drier and drabber as a result? Or could we find a renewed joy in life all the same? This is one of the many, many questions invoked by the animated series Girls Last Tour, a show adopted from the original manga created by Tsukimuzi. The show follows two teenage girls as they travel through a vast wasteland of concrete and metal, where deserted buildings and roads compose an urban landscape which seems to go on forever. We don't learn much about this world, except that there seems to have been a massive war that wiped out almost all human beings. The entire world is a monumental graveyard. The girls are effectively alone, and despite all the traces of human invention, there is no society left, no culture, no consumerism, no government, no industry, no education, no military, and no religion. There's barely any books or media anywhere. In the course of the show, the girls find a camera and then a radio. In both cases, they have no idea at first what these things are. The memory of civilization has effectively come to an end. Watching the show, I can't help but feel a faint sadness and a shock and disbelief that humankind should come to an end like this, even if it's just in our stories. Even though our human existence is small, when the sum total of everything we've created disappears, it still feels as if a sizable hole is punctured in the universe. This should make us appreciate dearly everything that we have now. But wait before you feel too bad about the girls, because Girls Last Tour is a warming, light-hearted slice of life. This might seem odd. The post-apocalypse is barely a genre made for upbeat moods. But the girls are, by the most important sense of the word, content with their lives. They find joys in their world in ways we often ignore in ours. In the middle of the show, the girls hide under some rubble to wait out the rain. They are unexpectedly captivated by the sounds of rain droplets falling onto objects. While enjoying this makeshift orchestra, they wonder, is this what's called music? They know the definition of the word, but they didn't know what it meant. The rain goes on. Its rhythm is barely melodic, but still, the ringing of metal underwater is meditative. This is not, of course, the work of any musical genius or the culmination of some great tradition. Perhaps, in our ears, the music of the rain is barely satisfying compared to the music of Bach or Beyoncé. But in quieter moments, we might just enjoy it too. And while the post-apocalypse is often portrayed as catastrophic and chaotic, it is often quiet too. There is beauty in that quiet. There's a kind of peacefulness and calm that, in our busy worlds, is so precious that it seems like only the end of the world can cast out all this noise. Look at Jesse Eisenberg walking through an empty highway, for example, or Denzel Washington traveling under the blazing sun. But of course, we don't have to wait till the end of the world to find moments of peace. Our lives are filled with opportunities to put a pause to our busy minds and find tranquility in the moment. In fact, just a while ago, when cities across the world went quiet due to COVID, we experienced this serenity by force. Entire cities were emptied. Videos surfaced on social media of streets looking like paintings of the ideal city or the Carrico and Edward Hopper canvases. In a sense, we all experienced a post-apocalypse, for better or for worse. It is deeply paradoxical, in any case, that we can still find beauty in the midst of so much tragedy and loss. This is the paradox of the post-apocalyptic film. Their themes are dark and sad, yet their imagery is sublime and tranquil, if only the camera decided to go there. The absence of civilization can be filled in and replaced by the everlasting human potential to find hope and happiness. It is deeply reassuring to know that even when we are stripped of our culture, our history, our society, still we could probably find joy and beauty. I hope that day doesn't come, but even if it did, there are some things that we will never lose.